Welcome to the second class in Sefer Mitzvah. Today we'll be covering 3 mitzvah. The first mitzvah the Rambam brings is the mitzvah to love Hashem. And for this, he brings the verse, which is also from the first paragraph of the Shema, V'ahavta et Hashem Elokecha, you should love Hashem your God. The question is, how is it that there could be a commandment on an emotion, on a feeling? Either I have the feeling or I don't. And the answer for this is that the commandment isn't just on the actual feeling, but it's more that we have to meditate and think about and contemplate about Hashem's greatness, and through doing so, that will naturally arouse a feeling of love for Hashem. This is also the reason why we spend so much time in the davening, especially in the morning, singing Hashem's praises. It's not because God needs our words of flattery, our words of affirmation, but it's more food for thought for us to think about. And this is all a preparation for the climax of prayer, which that is the Shema, that when we reach to these words, V'ahavta et Hashem Elokecha, we shouldn't just be saying them, but we should actually feel a love for Hashem. The second mitzvah the Rambam brings is the mitzvah of fearing Hashem. For this, the Rambam brings the verse, Et Hashem Elokecha Tira, that you should fear Hashem your God, from Deuteronomy. A very low basic level of fear would be fear of punishment, that there's a consequence for our actions. A more higher level of fear would be that just like someone that we love very much, then there's a certain fear of doing something against that person because that will distance me and separate me from that individual. The same thing is with God. Another aspect of fear of God is that it's not so much the fear, but more like respect and awe that when we think about, as mentioned earlier, Hashem's greatness and the infinity of Hashem, so that brings to a feeling of awe and of awe before God. The third mitzvah for today is the mitzvah of sanctifying Hashem's name. And for this, the Rambam brings a verse from Leviticus, V'nikdashti besoch b'nei Yisrael, and I, God, will be sanctified amongst the Jewish people. And the Rambam says that this means that we will be willing to sanctify God's name, even to the extent, even if we will have to give up our life. And for this, the Rambam brings the story of Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, 3 boys who, in the times of ancient Babylonia, they were willing to give up their lives before the king Nebuchadnezzar. Instead of serving the golden statue which he set up, they were willing to be burnt at the stake. Ultimately, they were miraculously saved, but this is the details of this mitzvah.